grateful that you have given your time this evening to come here to listen to some discussion on this, and I'm very thankful to Prakash, my colleague, for convincing me that I should come here and have a chat with all of you on some important topics that confront the entire world, not just our country. So I'm going to talk about, as you see the topic here, is university education relevant to what's happening, what's unfolding in front of our eyes in 21st century? There is a lot of restlessness. By the way, the answer is obvious. I'm standing here, we have started a university. The answer is completely yes. But what leads to that answer is what this talk is about. How many minutes do I have? 20 minutes? All right. I don't need the mic. I'm a teacher. I can talk to you. Can everybody hear me in the back?
Yes.
There you go. Wonderful. So, you have been hearing, I can use this. You have been hearing a lot of news about whether students should go to college today, whether college is even relevant, university is relevant, all this kind of stuff. There was, during COVID time, there were lots of headlines. We all went through that. Is this the end of university? Is this the end of college? Is this the end of any formal education for that matter? Because we all got glued to screens. School kids included. And all of a sudden the whole world thought that, wow, we can do it this way. Why have any schools or colleges? Guess what? What happened after COVID went away? There was such a rush to schools and colleges and universities everywhere, right? So there were all kinds of headlines from prominent newspapers, right? These are editors who are thinking editors who are talking about it. Then came the AI boom. And boom, again, the same thing. This time, it's not just the newspapers. It's the bigwigs of industry which are talking to you. Look at that, Jeffrey Hinton, of all people. On the right-hand side on the top. Jeffrey Hinton, he just got Nobel Prize last year for AI what? He says it's going to become irrelevant. Right? He's a big guy. But I hate to say that just like all the AI tools that ChatGPT, now ChatGPT and all the creators of large language models, just like those models, even these gentlemen have started hallucinating. That's a fact of life. I don't get it that these are leaders and they don't see what university education is about. University education is not about just giving you some skills that you can use in a job. That's not what university education is about. So I am going to argue that universities are going to be far more relevant today than they ever were. And that's the argument I'm going to put in front of you. People who have said lots of things, let me just tell you that these kinds of predictions you don't have to take on face value. Let me read this for you. New York Times in 1903 said that the flying machine which will really fly might be evolved by the combined and continuous effort of mathematicians and mechanicians in from 1 million to 10 million years. Okay? This is in 1903, right? October 9. Just a couple of months later, Wright brothers flew their first plane. Just a couple of months later. That's how 10 million years is, right, in technology. You can see other things here. This gentleman, I know him personally too. Metcalfe. Metcalfe is a big name. He was the guy who gave us all the lines that connect internet. You know, the TCP/IP protocol, etc., that you hear, and all the hardware that connects the entire world. He was the inventor of that. He said, I predict the internet will soon go spectacularly supernova and in 1996 catastrophically collapse. Isn't that cat? And in 1997, just 1 year later, right, in an IEEE conference, this guy actually printed those words on a piece of paper and ate it in front of the whole audience, just to say that I eat my words. So these kinds of predictions have happened many times, lots of things have been said, right? And you can see on the screen. So these kinds of predictions, you don't have to take them on face value, ever, right? Technology moves very unpredictably. It moves unpredictably because inventions come along. And inventions are not something that you can see. Already, you can't say today that in 2025, 2030, we wouldn't have something which we haven't seen before. Or, you just extrapolate and say, we are seeing this, okay, aeroplanes will go at much higher speed. There might be a completely different kind of aeroplane. For all you know, you might be able to fly by yourself. You don't need aeroplane, right? All of these are possibilities, right? So that's why these predictions you have to take with a pinch of salt. Now let's look at enrollments in universities. This is the enrollment, you see 2023, how, from 2013 to 2023. This is global higher education enrollment. It's just going up. You can see the slope of this line here, that it is taking off. What you read in newspapers that STEM education is going down, this is going down. Where is the data? This is data, right? This is fact. So you get this kind of news from some pockets, where it might be going down. It's a fact. It might be going down. But there is a whole world out there where it is really ramping up. So it's not true. Even, you see, this is global number. This is number for Asia. This is India. Okay? Numbers are climbing up for higher education enrollments. So why is it that people are saying one thing and I'm showing you data completely opposite? What is going on? People are talking about why universities will not exist or why colleges won't exist because they think that teaching that used to take place in these places, that kind of teaching can be done by AI bots or by personal tutors or by online education, all of them together, right? Is that true? Yes, it is true. If you want to learn a new language, you're much better off going to the computer and learning. There are much nicer programs to teach you a language. Do you want to learn Python programming? Yes. Go to a class online. It will teach you all bits of it. Why should you learn Python programming? That is not there on the web. Why should you learn something specific? That kind of thing is not in those courses. There is a lot more to education, and I'm going to tell you about that. So these things that universities excel at, critical thinking. This has become a focal point today. Critical thinking. Leadership. Can you learn leadership from an online course? Does anybody think that you can learn leadership from an online course? Same is true with all of these things. How to speak, you can learn. how to speak, how to pronounce a particular word, how to put words together in a sentence, but what to speak?
The effective coming.
Yeah.
Right? What to speak, when to speak,
And not to speak.
and not to speak. Right? These kinds of things are real education. That